Hello and welcome back to Thermal Formula 1 Racing for our F2 League today, here around Belgium. Sorry we're not getting straight into any action, we just had a lobby restart due to Codemasters not being able to make a good game. So we will be at racing as soon as possible. But until then I might as well mention we have two reserves in today. Ollie racing for Campos as a reserve driver, and he's not in yet, but James Petty racing for Race Labs, I believe, as a reserve driver. And now I will go through the driver standings for you. Find them. So as the driver standings currently stand, we have Charlie 106 TT in the lead with 160 points, AMS Lion in second with 121, Wyardi third, 111, Fantas dead on 100 points, Rapid XJR 93 points, Joshua on 84 points, Monkey on 79 points, myself, who no longer races in F2 but still counts for some reason, on 78 points, Storm in the MP on 70 points, and Zoger in the MP also on 67 points. And now for the constructors, currently in the lead we have the Dams of, not the Dams of, it's just Dams, or the Dams of Dams if you want to. Dams on 181, Univirtuosi on 201, ART Grand Prix on 186 points, High Tech GP on 178, MP Motorsport on 136, Kramer Racing on 90 points, and they've been sat there for a very long time. Charoux's Racing System on, and which Finn can't say for his life, but I can, so yeah. Charoux's Racing System on 79 points, Trident on 71 points, Carlin on 51 points, and BWT HWA Race Lab on 34 points, and Campos, for some reason, is included. Oh no, it's not for some reason, it's I know why, just ignore me. Campos is on 17 points, with a very bad season for them going into round 9 of the F2 Championship. So not too long now, and we will be getting underway. We did have qualifying, which sadly I couldn't, for some reason Twitch was just not liking me, so I couldn't stream that. We had the formation lap. No, we didn't have the formation lap because the game broke, so we are now trying to get everyone back in and the grid set to the qualifying grid. But we will be underway here soon for the Belgium Grand Prix. Well, hopefully anyway. So, I think we are getting close now to the to the entering the, I can't think of the word, but you know what I mean, the race. I think we have everyone in now. I think the grid's just being finalised. Which hopefully shouldn't take too long. I mean, I could run through the standings again, but no one wants that. So I'll talk you through the weekly order, because why not? So today we are obviously here for F2 Belgium, and tomorrow is Formula 1 around Canada, which should be an interesting race. I believe the grid is pretty much... I believe it is set now, and I think the last few settings are being finalised. We are very close to go here. Right then, so here we go for the Belgium Grand Prix. We are slowly loading in now. Sorry for the delay. As people should be aware by now, F2 cars are completely even, so this is fully down to driver's skill. And it really brings out who is good and who isn't. And these cars also seem a lot more solid. Like, they can bounce off walls and they shouldn't be too damaged. I know from driving them myself. So we are still loading in. I believe we might have a broken lobby again. here we go. Right then, here we are for a dry feature race. I have no idea of the grid order, so we will be going through that soon. Oh no. Here we go for the formation lap, and I am gonna set all of this up, and I hope I have done it right. So right now in pole position we have CER Yardy on the starting the race on the medium compounded tyres, with Rev following along. For the rest of the grid order we have Joshua KJ in third, Wadey in fourth, Zoger in fifth, AMS Thomas in sixth, Charlie in seventh, AMS Lion in provisional pole for the next race, Ollie Allenby in ninth, Stevie in 10th, F9 Louis in 11th, Storm in 12th, not a good qualifying for him. Let's hope he can pull a good one out in the race. He's had 2 podiums so far this season, which is very impressive for him. In 13th we have Josh is slow. I can't remember actually anything from him this season, so if you're watching this I am sorry. Toby at the back of the grid at the moment in AI. He shall be brought back in soon, I assume. We have Mab in 15th, CER Lando in 16th, Flaming Fire in 17th, as expected, Foivu in 18th, Albina in 19th, and James in 20th, as expected. Flaming Fire is in the Charoos today, replacing someone whose name I can't remember. So yeah, this should be an interesting race, as if anyone remembers last time we... If anyone remembers last time we raced here, we had Storm, actually. He spun through Sector 2 in the middle, I believe. Let's hope he doesn't have a repeat of that today. And I'm also very sorry for if I get corner names wrong. I know some people get very triggered about Arouge and Radion. Yeah, there you go, messed up already. Arouge and Radion. I will try and get it right, but I'm not the best with corner names. So now, as we come towards the end of the formation lap, of course, we will see who... And here we go, they're forming the grid back up. We will see who takes pole... I am useless. I shouldn't do this. I'll give up. Petition for me to give up. We will see who stays in the lead down into turn 1. Now, I wouldn't expect it to be YRD or Rev, considering they have the medium tyres, and that will be slower. Unless they can make it work, which hopefully they can. But it'll be an interesting fight into turn 1. There we go with 5 red lights, but it's not going to be away just yet. And that's a jump start. No, it's not. Yes, it is. I'm confused. I believe the lobby's broken. Here we go with another broken lobby. How fun. And the cars are revving and it's lights out, and away we go here for the Belgium Grand Prix. Ollie already losing positions, but this is CER Wyardi already getting a good start into the first turn. That's the safety car is out for a car in Rouge at the top. No, a Radion, sorry. I am not aware of the cause of that. I am sorry for whoever, you know, but I suppose this works for some people. But they must remember now, if they try and pit under the safety car, they will need to pit again, as Ollie is on lap 2, apparently. Okay, so Ollie isn't here, so we're going to completely disregard his car. Yeah, there you go, that's showing he's not here, but he is taking the safety car around the track. Which is very odd, but here we have current P1, who is obviously trying to catch the safety car. If he will catch the safety car is fully unknown. So the safety car and the supposed leader are now in Sector 3. But as we know, the real leader is Wyardi here, who is about to go into Radion Upper Rouge. Thankfully, Ollie's car is into the pits, which allows the rest of the grid a chance to regain their position. But as of the moment, it looks like the race will be under safety car until Ollie rejoins and retires the car. So, we believe the stewards are going to be black flagging Ollie. Well, whether or not he gets black flagged, he will be rejoining and he will be retiring the car either way, but there we go, he is back in the game. The one race I commentate, everything tends to go wrong. Right then, there we go. I believe that is now Ollie retired, but I'm just going to say black flagged. The safety car is in the pit lane, and we are back here for green flag running. And this is Wyardy still in P1. Sorry, I wasn't paying any attention. Wadey and Rev. Wadey has gone past Rev. And Thomas is... Sorry, I'm really not paying any attention here. Thomas is very close to the back of Zoga right now. But that's not important, as we have Rev catching up to the rear end of Wadey. And Joshua catching up to the rear end of Rev. Will Rev make a dive bomb into turn... whatever this is, 4 or 5? No, he will not. Turn 5 is not the bomb spot for him. But Wadey has ran wide, and Joshua has been pushed off the track by Rev. And here we go now with Wadey and Rev now fighting into the turn. But we have yellow flags at the back of the track. What has happened? James has... wall, of course. I'd assume... I have no clue who that was caused by. Here we go, as we're still going now down the track. We have Wadey and Rev are the closest battle on track right now, I believe. No, Charlie and Josh is slow are very close together, and that's... I can't find the car. I can't find who it was. Someone spun, you all saw it. No one knows who, but it happened. And that's Storm round. That's very unfortunate, and that's a reset for track for Storm. But it's not his fault, so I think that will be ignored by the stewards. As we now have Charlie right on the rear end of Josh's slow. Trying to make a move down the back straight here. No, he's not. What? Oh yes, he is, sorry. Here we go, look. As Charlie nearly goes round the outside of Josh's... has gone round the outside of Josh's slow. And Josh is not going to dive back the position. There we go, that's a successful move into P9 for Charlie. As Wadey has dove into the pit lanes now, putting Rev into P2. Which leaves a significant gap between P1 and 2. F9 Louis now all over the rear end of Lion. Yeah, all over the rear end of Lion, sorry. Going down into Eau Rouge now, up to Radion. As he goes for a potential move down the straight. Is he going to do it? Is he? Yeah, it looks like he's going to go for it. As he makes the move into turn 5, but he doesn't make it stick, and he's around. And that is F9 Louis spun around due to his attempted overtake on Charlie. As now Joshua is very close to the lead, but Lando in P10 is very, very close to Josh's slow. But I don't think that'll be much of a battle, considering Lando is currently on the medium compound of tyre. Ooh, and that's Josh... No, Mab, sorry, was ran wide over the curb there, with Wyardy now in a comfortable lead of 4 seconds. Wow. Joshua KJ is very close to the rear end of Rev. But Lando is very, very, very up the backside of Mab, but he doesn't make the dive into the turn. Sorry again, I don't know turn names here, and I'm probably not a good single commentator. From P9 all the way down to P13 is very close at the moment, so we should see some moves down the back straight. As that is Stevie Cat round in before the start of Sector 3, which is very, very sad for him. Not had the best F2 season. As Mab now is making a go around the outside of Josh into the bus stop chicane. And he now... a lot of drivers have chosen to... not a lot, so... yeah, quite a few drivers have already in the pit lanes. With their medium compound tyres. This is not what I was expecting whatsoever. As we now have Lando all over the rear end of Mab for the taking of P5. But Josh is also very close to Rev, and he has the DRS now to make the dive bomb into turn 5, but he doesn't, he pulls out, he thinks better of that move. As we have Lando and Mab, Lando's surely going to make a move on Mab down into turn 5. As he goes down the camera straight now, making his move into turn 5, going around the outside, and swooping across into the P5 there. That one, P5 position, as Joshua again all over the rear of Rev, but he's lost that time. And Mab potentially looking to grab this position back off of Lando, but he's not close enough. Doesn't look like he will even attempt it. As we now have Zoger chasing down Stevie for P9, but Stevie has to pit still, so Zoger is very safe on that position. Wadey on provisional pole for the next race, but he knows he'll be up into P6 soon as Mab and Flaming still have to pit. Sorry, he'll be into P5 as Joshua still has to pit, which is very... I was expecting him to pit a lot sooner. But Mab all over the rear end of Lando. Will he down the main... sorry, my nose. Down the... when they get to the main straight, I think he might open DRS to try and make the move. Joshua now, is he gonna pit? He's got the chance to gain a position on Rev, but I believe this is his pit window. Yep, this is his pit window, but will he choose to go in? Yes, he has chose to go into the pit lane. So now, Mab, he's close enough, but he's not all over the rear end. As you can see, his tyres are looking quite worn already. And Lando has not made his pit stop yet. He started on the mediums, but he's got time to make... why is... okay, Mab's going an extra lap or so on these mediums. Soft, sorry. And Stevie yet not to pit, but I believe this is his pit window, and he will be going into the pits now. Which brings Zoger into P9. As... Wadey comes out, no, sorry, Joshua comes out just behind me, Wadey now in P7, yeah, P7, but Mab with the DRS on Lando down the Camel Straight. Will he make the move into, nah, he's too far back to make the move into turn 5, I don't even know why I asked that question. Joshua 1.2 back on Wadey, not enough there at all. Charlie gaining all at the rear end of Thomas though, will he try and make the move into turn 5? I believe he might if he gets close enough now down the DRS, which he looks like he is gaining very quickly. As he now doesn't make the move. I thought he was a lot closer than he was. Okay. No worries about that then, but Bina and Storm fighting down the Camel Straight, but Storm has lost out on the position there, sadly for him. As we now have Charlie still close to Thomas. This is the closest on-track battle as of the moment. Right then, no, Josh right now is gaining on F9 Louis. All drivers except the top 5 have yet to make their pit stops. And Louis has spun right on board. We had the best view of that on Josh's onboard. Very bad for him, but now Charlie, back to this original battle, Charlie is gaining on Thomas for P10 as of the moment. Will he make the move into the bus stop chicane or before it around the outside? No, he's going to be going up the inside into the bus stop chicane, and he's going to have DRS down the main straight. And Thomas looking for that switchback. Will he have the switchback? It looks like he's not had the switchback, and Charlie has safely secured P9, but down the camel straight will be a different answer. As we have Wyardi still with a comfortable lead, and his closest rival is 4 seconds back, with third 10 seconds behind. Thomas now through Eau Rouge into Radion is all over the back of Charlie, looking to regain his P8 now, his P8 position. As down the camel straight he has DRS, he goes around the outside into turn 5, and Charlie thinks better of dive bombing that position back, and he has gone around the outside, and that is that position regained for him. With Storm nowhere near making a move on Bobina down the camel straight, which is very bad for him. But Joshua gaining 3/10 on Miwadi through the middle sector here. This could be interesting down the back straight onto the main straight and potentially the camel straight, which will be nice battles for us to watch. As Charlie still now all over, sorry, I'm just going back to the same people, but these are the closest on track fights. Just Charlie all over the rear end of AMS Thomas again, going down into whatever turn this might be. Nearly the start of sector 3. As they come down here now, they go round into the start of sector 3, and it looks like at the moment he is not close enough, but the top 3 have gone into the pit lane, with Lando following suit in P4, which should leave Joshua in first place, it should be, if he can get there on time, because Wyardi is already on his way to the pit exit, and it looks like he's already going to be out of the pits by the time Joshua gets there. It's a 1-2 for... No, it's not a 1-2 for ART. I lied to you. It's not... Yeah, I'm wrong. They just have very similar colours. As that battle I was looking at with Charlie and Thomas, Charlie looks like he's got back around down the main straight, but it's going to be a replay again. But Charlie might have his DRS off of his teammate for the camel straight, so maybe Thomas can do the replay of what he just did. As Josh and Lando are now very close to each other as they go up through a route onto the camel straight. I said that way too fast. Sorry. Onto the camel straight, he's got DRS wide open. He's gonna go. Josh is gonna defend the outside, so Lando is gonna go up the inside into turn 5. And is he gonna make the move stick, or is Josh gonna keep around the outside? No, Lando has made the move stick. We now go back to the 3-way fight of Lion, Charlie and Thomas. Going through... oh! Whoa. Charlie nearly lost it then. That could have been very devastating for his race, as he's not had the best last few races here. Yeah. But, yeah, so Lion should comfortably stick ahead on them soft compound tyres. Wadey looking to get himself to P2 now within a second. That's dropped out. Within a... no. Don't worry, he's dropped out of the second range. As Bobina... no, the closer one. Yeah, Bobina gaining on Josh's slow, but Josh's slow is gaining on CER Lando. So will Lando lose out 2 positions, or will he keep them both? We'll find out soon. But Wadey now should have DRS on Joshua KJ, which should give him the better run into turn 1. Which will give him a good run down to Eau Rouge, which hopefully means he will have DRS down the camel straight. As we now look back to the 3-way fight of the Dams and the Campos, which doesn't look like anything's going to amount from it, but there has been a yellow flag in turn 1, that's Joshua, which puts Wadey up into P2 already before the straight. Wow. Was not expecting that one. As we look down to a battle of... no, it's not really a battle, it's quite a distance. The 3-car fight here of the 2 Dams, the 4-way fight now, but it's turned more into a 3-way between the Dams and the MP, with Zoger being overtaken by both Dams now into turn 5. But Lion getting himself back ahead, with Thomas spinning completely down and his own wing damage. There we go. Zoger has also got wing damage. He's missing his end plate and most of that wing. Could that be down to the overtake that was just made on him, or is that his own issue? Thomas round again, just after where he originally spun, which is very bad for him. He's quite a strong driver, I would say, but Whether I'm right or wrong by that, I wouldn't have a clue. As we go on board with Charlie now, going down to AMS Lion. No, okay, I thought they were closer than what they are, but that is the safety car has been deployed for AMS Thomas being spun round, which could, if the drivers are stupid, they will pit. And hopefully they don't, because that would be very stupid if they did pit. Their brains just shouldn't exist if they pit. But I suppose this gives the drivers like James. No, it doesn't, unless James can get there before the leader does. There you go, this gives James a chance to unlap himself now. As I will run through the... whilst might as well, since there's not much else to do here, run through the grid currently as of the safety car. We have... no, it looks actually relatively the same to qualifying, don't worry, I'll check something else. Check penalties at the moment, there you go. Lion, Charlie and Lando all on 3 seconds worth of time penalties, Mab on 3 seconds worth of time penalties, Flaming on 8 seconds, Foivu on 3, Stevie on 11 and James on 3. And I have just thought James will not have the chance to catch up to the safety car because it will only be out for a lap at the very most, purely down to the fact that it's lap 11 out of 13. So it will be a sprint to the end. There won't be any sort of DRS activation until the end, until now the sprint race. We won't have DRS still. But Storm is in a position to hope he can gain P8 from Babina, so he has P1 in the sprint. And currently on most positions gained, which will mean the driver of the day by the end of this race, if this does stay the same, will be Babina, who started all the way down in P19. Unless I'm bad at maths, which I am, but... Safety car now goes through Sector 2. Sit on board with Wyardi, who's hoping he does not lose the lead into Turn 1. As the safety car is going in this lap, it's up to Wyardi when he pulls the restart, but he is very closely following the safety car for some reason. I'm not too sure why. Doesn't seem like the best of ideas. I think I've done it, don't worry. I've done that before, so I see what he might be doing. To get a very slow restart and catch everyone off guard, because sometimes doing the slower restart can make people off guard, as we saw in Mugello in real life. But as we go now around the final corner out of the bus stop chicane, he hasn't gone yet, and he's gone. Right, so will he keep the lead into Turn 1? Wadey is really not too close to him, but Wadey could lose out in positions here as Lion makes an ambitious dive and puts himself into P3 from P5. That's impressive. As he might even gain P2 now as we go down to Eau Rouge. As we're going to go side by side through Eau Rouge as he just pulls out, don't worry. Here we go now, he's going to look to regain that on Wadey, but he's too far back, I'd say. But we could have Rev here making a dive on Lion into Turn 5. He thinks the better of it. But we do have Joshua going down the inside of Charlie into Turn 5. And Storm has already lost out on a position to F9 Louis, but the two people ahead of him have penalties, which as long as Storm can stick here would mean he's in P8 for the sprint race. As Rev now all over the back of Lion for that third and final podium position. Going through Sector 3 now, Rev goes round up the inside of Lion through there. As Lion runs wide. I got very late to telling you that, but yeah. Well, we have a car round. It's Stevie. I don't know why I'm paying attention to that. You only care about the racing, don't you? as we have Rev now all over the back of Wadey, going through Sector 3. But he is really not giving Wadey a chance of breathing whatsoever. As Joshua and Lion swap positions, and that's a car round nearly sort of... I saw a car spin. Am I going... I think I'm just stupid now. As Josh has gone for a very odd move for the bus stop chicane, and he's lost it on the exit. And so has Bobina, which promotes Storm into P8 of this race. Storm now hoping he falls a bit off of Louis, and assumes Storm wants to keep this P8. In fact, I believe Storm will be on the podium. No, he's 1 second off of the podium here. Yes, he is currently 1 second off of being on the podium places, but Rev is ahead of Wadey. I'm sorry I missed that. Right, then Stevie retires in the pit lane. I am really hoping Storm gets this. Nah, he's fell back too far now. Yeah, he's fallen back a bit off now. It's too late for him. But the downside to this is he will start in I believe actually he'll finish at this race in P4 and start the next race in P4. So that's a kind of good position for him. As we have the two dams very close together, but further at the back, Mab going to make a move on Storm. Storm up into P7 as of the moment. But will Mab make a dive? No, he won't. He's touched the grass. He'll just spin. And that's your winner, CRYRD on the last lap. Wadey in second, Rev third, Louis fourth, Storm up to fourth. I told you it would happen. Louis fifth, Lion sixth, Charlie seventh, Josh comes across to take eighth. I said that very weirdly. Mab takes 9, Bobina 10th, Azogar 11th, Joshua 12th, 13 is Lando, 14 Foivu, 15th is Flaming Fire, and James. Foivu takes 15th, sorry. And James, all the way back in Sector 2, will take 16th when he gets to the line. We might as well watch the end of his lap 13 here. I'm just trying to get a weather forecast. And across the line to take P16. As I said, Bobina takes your driver of the day in Prema. As we are about to take a look at your podium finishers here. With YRD taking first place, very deserved from him. He had a strong race the whole time. That's a Trident on the podium. I think we've seen that this season, but that's very good for a Trident boss. Alright, here we go with your final top 10 look before we go into the next race with Wyardi taking first, Wadey taking second, I'm just telling you the podium, not the top 10, Rev taking third. That's a good amount of points to each of the drivers. And now I'm going to quickly run off and get a drink of water and a bite to eat before we go into the sprint race, because I believe it's going to be action-packed. And here I am, back just in time to start the formation lap of the 9-lap race, sprint race here. As the grid are starting in their... they're starting in their... positions that they started in for the sprint race, which is, for the feature race. Which is very odd, but it will be a session restart so they can get into the correct positions. So, just an update for everyone on the lap 1 of the sprint race. the drivers will have to retire, so we can get all the cars into their proper grid formation. As they go here now, revving their engine, they've all jumped the start to retire. Yep, so I am going to pause the stream, just so until we get everything sorted. So wow, there we go, there's the end. I'm going to get this all paused, and we will be back for the formation lap. Or at least loading into the sprint/short feature. I haven't paused it yet. Now I'll pause it. Action. Oh god, that was the wrong button. I won't pause the stream, I'll just sit here. I will mute my mic and you can just stare at this screen until everything's sorted. So for anyone wondering, we are getting this set up now. The lobby hosts have 10 minutes to set the lobby up and, you know, get everyone in, or we will be red flagging the race and completely disregarding it, and we will pretend it never happened. The feature race points will be counted and added on to the people's tallies, but the sprint race just won't happen. So whilst we wait, I will take you in to look at the cars we've got, because why not? Just while we wait. So as of, you know, whilst waiting, we just give something to do. Unless you just stick around. So these are the dams, both dams cars, car number 1 and 2. This is the KFC car, as I believe is memed or something. I'm not actually too sure, I'm not the biggest person to pay attention to F2 in real life. This is the car of Dan Tictum. I might be saying this wrong, this is the Uni Virtuosi of Guan Yuzhou. I'm sorry for anyone who knows actually how to say that, I am very bad at pronunciations. This is the uni of Callum Islet, obviously very different because he's in the Ferrari Academy. The ART of Marcus Armstrong, also in the Ferrari Academy. The ART of Christian Lundgaard, who is in the Renault Academy. I didn't know that. We have Yuki Tsunoda in the Carlin of Yuki Tsunoda. He is in the Red Bull Academy, as you can tell by his car. We have Jehan Daruvula. I don't know how to say that. I'm not sure of his racing academy or anything. I'm not too sure. And we have the Campos of Jack Aitken in the Williams Racing Academy. Yeah, the Williams Driver Academy. And we have the Campos of Samaya. I don't know how to say his first name, so I'm not going to try. I don't know if he's in a racing academy or not. I'd assume that might be one there, but I'm not sure. And then we have the Charoux of Louis Delatraz. Yes, the Charoux of Louis Delatraz, and the I believe he's in a racing academy too, but I'm not too sure. I'm not okay. I'm just gonna stop with stuff I don't know. The other Charoux of Pedro Piqué. Yeah, Pedro Piqué. And we have the MP of Nobuharu Matsushita. I'm not sure if that's the right pronunciation either, but you know. We have Felipe Drugovich in the other MP. And now we move on to the race lab of Artem Markelov, which are, I used to call this the Racing Point just because I didn't know F2 teams at the time and it looked the same. And this is the race lab of Giuliano Alesi, who is also in the FDA, Ferrari Driver Academy. Now we move on to the Prema of Mick Schumacher in the Ferrari Driver Academy again, who is moving up to Haas this year in F1. We have the SMP Racing, we have the Prema of Robert Schwartzman, who is SMP Racing, but also in the Ferrari Driver Academy. Now we move on to the Trident of Roy Nissany, who's in the Williams Racing Academy. There you go, it says there. Marino Sato in, I'm not too sure, in the Trident as well. We have the high-tech Nikita Mazepin. Yeah, Nikita Mazepin. And the other high-tech of Luca Giotto. Which I believe is, yeah, I'm not sure if he's in the academy or not. These are the cars we used in the last few seasons of F2. This was the last season of F2 we did these cars. This is the what would have been the dams of Sergio Sette Camara. I'm not sure. This is the dams of Nicholas Latifi when he was in F2. The uni of Guan Yuzhou. The other uni of Luca Giotto. The ART of Nikita Mazepin. The other ART of Nick de Vries. Carlin of Louis Delatraz. The other Carlin of Nobuharu Matsushita. Dorian. Well, I'm just gonna stop here. Dorian Bull. That one. The Jack Aitken, the other Campos, Callum Ilott in the Sauber team in the FDA. Juan Manuel Correa, who was sadly also involved in the crash with Antoine Hubert, and I believe Correa only received leg injuries, but it's been quite career-defining for him. The MP of Jordan King, the other MP of... Someone's going to kill me if I say this wrong, but... Javier Ragunathan? Someone will kill me for that. The Arden of Tatiana Calderon. The Arden of Antoine Hubert, who, again, in Belgium, was sadly lost at the exit of the exit of Radion. Due to an incident we don't need to describe. The Prema of Mick Schumacher and Jean Galeo, the Trident of Giuliano Alesi, and the other Trident of Ralph Bosnjug. Yep, sorry. Right, we are back in the lobby now. We should be going within 5 minutes here. With or without all the drivers. I couldn't care at this point. So, as of the moment, this will be a 25% distance feature race with a... It'll be full wet, so that'll be interesting for us. On a custom grid. But the custom grid will be normal. The finishing from the feature. Alright then, here we go. We will be getting all the drivers to ready up now. Oh, here we go for the, I believe, a formation lap. Now we just gotta wait for everyone to load. Here we go for the formation lap now. I will not run through grid order because you've seen it. Right, on the formation lap, I will quickly eat what I got 20 minutes ago, and we will begin. Right then, as they go through sector 3 now on the formation lap. Going into the bus stop chicane now, but Wadey is kind of holding the pack up here. On lights out so you get a good view of the start, I will turn off the entire UI. So on start, like I said, I will turn off the entire UI. So you get the best view of the lights out. This will not be lights out even though the lights are out. And it's lights out and away we go here for the sprint race at Belgium, as we have a very slow getaway from all the drivers, but Josh is slow maintaining P1 into turn 1, with the Dams making a move into P2 and the other Dams going around into P3, but he's being pushed off the track. And we have now brought all of it back up as there is a crash at the back. I'm sorry for the burp. As we go through Eau Rouge now, is anyone going to spin? Has anyone spun? No one has spun through Eau Rouge and ready on. But we now have Storm in P3, Charlie fighting him for that position. No, Charlie is going around the outside, but into turn 5, Storm could dive bomb it back, but he's going to be smart. I think he's just in it for the points today. Get a good finish without making any stupid moves. We have Charlie and Josh, but Charlie is off into the wall. And that has put Storm into P3, as we should now possibly... I love the commentator's curse. I am the best at commentator's curse, I swear. Become a profession. As we now head down into turn something. Why that hasn't been a safety car, I don't know. We now have Zoger onto the podium places, which we haven't seen since Baku. But Rev has gone up the inside and left Zoger for dead there. As we have Stevie all over the back of his teammate CER Lando, but Lando is pulling away. This is Lando's first race for Carlin, but Lando's got the red cross of death, so no one's going to want to go near him. As Storm is all over the rear end of Stevie. Storm will be looking to make a move soon on Stevie. And that's Josh's slow has retired from the session, race, which is still not a safety car to my surprise. Oh wait, no, because they can't have safety cars, can they? Didn't think about that. As we now have Storm, who has lost a position to Josh. Although Zoger was just all over the rear of Rev, but he's not anymore. But Joshua is going to be diving Stevie into turn 1, but he's still better on it. Storm has rear-ended him and somehow not got damage. And Stevie through Radion, there we go, as Josh through Radion, Storm through Radion. So far no drivers are out through Radion and no Rouge, which is very unexpected. I would have expected a crash a long time ago, but that's Wadey out of the session, he's left the session. Zoger quite comfortably sat on his P3 right now, but will he spin? Probably. I've cursed him now, so it will happen. As Storm sadly losing down into P6 now. As Goddard overtakes Joshua and Stevie, and as Stevie's rate goes, you would expect Stevie to spin, but we're hoping Stevie keeps a P4 here for his best finish of the season. Rev is slowly gaining on Charlie, but Zoger is slowly gaining on... sorry, Lion. But Zoger is slowly gaining... I can't English for my life. Zoger is slowly gaining on Rev, but Josh is Words. Josh is gaining on Stevie, but Storm is gaining on Josh. There's a very good battles in each end of the positions right now. As There you go, Josh has made the move on Stevie. As Zoger now, Rev now all over the back of Lion, and Lion has put it in the grass twice, so Rev could be making a move into the bus stop chicane, but he had to let off the accelerator. So he will not make the dive bomb into the chicane. Sorry, Map is very close. No, he is very close to being overtaken by Storm. Storm has lost the position to him. Very unfortunate. But Rev is closing right down on Lion, but it's enough to make the move. As now Storm in P7 chasing down Mab again to get that position back. Will he do it? Who knows. Rev 2/10 off of Lion right now, but not in an overtaking spot at all. Rev has literally just pushed Lion through that turn. And Rev has got a better exit by the looks of things, but he is having to go slower because Lion is in front, and there is not really much traction, and Rev nearly spun. What a good save there from Rev. He claims P1 today, he definitely deserves it. Saying now. Not to curse him or anything, but this is the closest battle on track, so we will stick with it. Not on board, but on the outboard camera. Rev is all over the back of Lion, and I'm sorry I needed to sneeze. Rev looks like he will make the dive bomb on Lion into the bus stop, but he's not going to do it. He's going to try and go around the outside. No, he's not. I was wrong there. My eyes have deceived me. Rev gets a better exit though, but has to let off again purely because Lion is there. But Zoger is gaining now. He has just set the fastest lap of the race. He is gaining on both Rev and Lion. As we now see Zoger catching Rev, but Rev catching Lion. These are for the three most important positions on the grid as of the moment. Rev and Lion are the closer fight right now, so we'll go on the outboard with Lion. But Zoger is all over the back of Rev now, so we're going to go on to the outboard with Rev. Would Zoger be claiming a P2 here today? Will he make the dive down into this turn? And that is, he's getting closer. He has been gaining. But Zoger has fallen off again. But how long that will be for, I don't know. I'm sorry I'm focusing on the top three right now, but that's because nothing is happening at the back. Whereas the top three are all within a second of each other, so. As Zoger runs wide through there, and he nearly loses the rear end, which means all the time he has made up on Rev and Lion has just been lost. Rev is hunting down Lion again, hoping to make a dive bomb into the bus stop chicane, but he's going faster through here again and has to let off. That's 2 laps in a row now he's had to do that. And down to towards turn 1 now. He will not be able to make a bomb. Or dive bomb, not bomb. It's very sad for him. He does get very close through that final sector. Oh, as I got on Joshua, then he lost it at the rear end through there, but Rev all over the back of the line again. That Storm picking up another 2-second time penalty. Zoger looked like he lost it on my eyes then, but I'm not sure if that was just me deceiving my own. Rev could have made a move then, but he's being safe, looking to protect the race of himself and Lion. Now this map is all over the back of Stevie through here. Stevie runs wide, Mabs gets a better exit. Stevie in the wet line, Mab's gonna go up the inside into turn something, but he doesn't get the better of Stevie. Rev, 1/10 behind Lion again through sector 3. Oh my god, into the bus stop chicane, he goes up the inside, but they tangle, and he has spun Lion. That is definitely Lion's fault. I am sorry to Lion there, but that was Lion's fault. And we are starting the final lap now. This has flown by. Zoger gonna claim a P2 position here, and if he can catch up to Rev, who is no longer going to be slowed down by Lion, so Zoger might not make a P1. But Rev has a penalty. Zoger knows now if he bides his time and plays it safe, he will get P1. So we will sit on board with that for the rest of the race. Oh, Storm is gaining on Stevie by the looks of things. I was going to sit on board with the 1-2 fight, but that's just not the case. Storm could be making a move here soon. Zoger now really hoping that Rev might have a bigger penalty than 2 seconds. He has, he's got 4 seconds. Which means Zoger is going to claim P1. We now, Storm could be making a bomb on Stevie. As we have Zoger come across the line to take P1 in this race, his first win from MP. And Rev P2. Josh taking P3, Map P4, Stevie P5, Storm P6, Lando P7, and that's James P8, and the other driver who I am not aware of was P9. So this is the end of that race. So we have Zoger taking P1 for the MP Motorsport team with the fastest lap 2, which means he's got 27 points from this race, his highest points weekend so far this season. Rev taking P2, Joshua taking P3, Mab P4, Stevie P5, Storm P6, Lando P7, James P8, Wadey P9, Lion P10, Josh P11, and Charlie P12. Join us back here tomorrow for the F1 race around Canada, which will be commentated by Storm. Don't miss it, we'll be live from 8:30 UK time. I hope anyone here has enjoyed this very long F2 race weekend. We will again see you tomorrow for the F1 race around Canada.